is wonderful, and today we have a lot of great football conversations. Right around the corner, we have Chuck Pagano joining us in about 10 minutes. Yes, Chuck Pagano, the former head coach of the Indianapolis Colts, a man who had spent 36 years of his life coaching football, 18 in college, 18 in the NFL. Now it is official. He will be back coaching with the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, Charles.
This news was broke yesterday. We will obviously miss the hell out of Chuck Pagano on this particular program, but we're incredibly happy that he's back in the game, in the sport, in the league that he loves. We'll chat with him in about 9 minutes or so to see how this decision come about. Was it because he hated Connor so bad? Is it because he hated this? Or is it because he missed the game? All these football guys, all of them, basically have a yearning to get back in the game. That's why you're seeing 70-plus-year-olds get head coaching jobs. That's why you're seeing Bill Belichick go back to UNC. That's why you're seeing Chuck, who is at the age of 64, going to be a senior secondary coach because they just love it. They can't live without it. I think we were able to scratch the itch for Chuck there for a bit when he would travel out here, experience a little bit of team. But now he's getting back into a building, back into a program, back into a franchise that he knows very well and respects very well. And I cannot wait to see how he does over there. So, you know, if you count Kyle Van Noy, which Kyle would like us to do as such, and then you obviously do the math with Lombo and Bill and now Chuck, it does feel as if a lot of the people that we talk to on a regular basis are getting jobs back in the sport that they love of football. And we would like to say we're incredibly proud of them.
Hell yeah.
Congrats to all the boys getting back out there. The Cox table's here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. Con man, do you think this is your fault potentially?
Yeah, a little bit. But also, you know, that old man, he doesn't want to be home. You know, we've heard what he does at home. And sure, there are fleeting moments of very, very fun, syrup-filled adventures. But I feel like in this sense, Charles just loves the game. I mean, Pagano, I believe his brother used to coach there or is still there. One of them's in Washington. I'm not sure if he's still in Baltimore or not, but it does feel as though it is one of those situations where Chuck just loves coaching ball. I mean, he would get going here when he would start talking about the games, and it feels like now that he's back with Baltimore, who he mentioned, you know, recently, hey, this team can win it all, the secondary, all of it. It's just a perfect situation for Chuck.
It is exciting to add Coach Chuck Pagano to our defensive staff and continue to develop and grow our young, talented secondary. Chuck brings a wealth of knowledge, experience, and coaching talent to our team. He has deep ties to the program and is excited to get to work. Let's go to 9-year NFL vet and a man who played every position in the secondary, corner, safety, and nickel, host of Everything DB, Good D, Bad D, Darius J. Butler. D-Butch, you obviously played for a team that Chuck Pagano was the head coach, and obviously he and you had great moments together in the film room, on the field, in practice. You get it. What are the Baltimore Ravens getting out of this old-ass man who's now a senior secondary coach?
A guy who loves ball, and he never, he's one of those guys who never leaves the game. Even when he was here, he was still, looking over the injury report and the weather and the refs and all the different intricate details that guys would do or wouldn't do when they were on TV. He still had that coaching itch. I'm glad he got back in there and being a senior DB coach. I'm not sure exactly what that title will be, but I'm glad that he's back in there, back in the building doing what he loves doing.
He's 64 years old. The secondary coach is 60 years old.
Jeez Louise.
So I don't know if that's a junior. 4 years is enough to be a junior and a senior. Will he be calling the other guy a junior? Will he be called senior around the building? We don't know what all his job title will be, but we will chat with him in about 6-7 minutes, which leads us to 12-year NFL veteran, Super Bowl champion, player, coach. Is he going to get back into the coaching ranks?
Whoa.
AQ Shipley is here. That baby AQ.
What's up, boys?
You know, there's some coaching staffs that still need to be filled. Are you thinking about getting the whistle and the visor back out and maybe going to coach a little ball again, AQ?
I am not. That itch is not scratching anywhere on my body at all.
You don't have that itch is what you're saying.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I have no ambition whatsoever to get back into it right now.
All the words are in there, but the message is clear. Yeah, you do not have the itch to get back into coaching.
Bingo.
You're okay with not having to fix printers and fax machines at about 5 a.m. in the morning and all that?
Not one bit.
Chuck's going into a senior role, a senior secondary role. I think, obviously, his respect for John Harbaugh is a big deal. John Harbaugh's respect for him is a big deal. But I think all the things that D-Bud talked about were the amount of notes he was taking, he was still acting as if he was a coach. Just like Bill Belichick has been acting like he's still a coach. Just like Lombardi for the last year has been acting like he's a general manager. These guys can't get away.
They can't, and they focus on the things other than just the tape. I think DB and I love to watch the tape, but I'm not checking the weather. I'm not checking the stats. I'm not checking the injury report. I'm not doing that. I'm just watching the tape. I like to watch the tape. I like to break down ball. I like to break down everything and all the different schemes and stuff like that. But he's doing that, and he was literally focusing like he's the head coach or like he's running a room.
That's real. He really has been. Like, he joined that 33rd team because they get a call every single Wednesday with the lead officials to know what the point of emphasis is going to be for this. Like, all these guys, you know, and they try to be cool whenever they want. I'm going to go join my family.
It'll be fun.
I'm going to join my family. I'm going to be grandpa, you know, that my grandkids always wanted. And it's like, no, you're not. No, you're not. You're an old dog. You're a senior dog. You literally have no chance to learn new tricks. I think there's like a week, maybe. I think there's like a 2-week period where they're like kind of hands off, and that's the same amount of time basically in the summer that they get off, they're able to turn off. But once that gets into like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, a month, they just go right back into their old routines, and they can't help themselves. You know, we've been telling Chuck, and I've been talking to Chuck off air a lot about, when are you getting back into this? When are you getting back into this thing? And he was looking at some of the head coaching candidates or coordinator positions, and he was like, maybe I should. Maybe now is the time. I'll be incredibly fascinated by when he thought was going to be the time. Like last year, did he think was the time? But he wanted to delay it, you know? And how's Miss Tina feel about him getting back in it? He's going to say that she loves it because he's out of her hair yet again in this entire thing. But I am pumped to kind of get the mindset behind Chuck getting back into the gig.
I was going to say you nailed it on the head. Listen, it sounds great. You want to spend a lot of time with your family. You want to be at home a lot. Speaking from experience, I love my wife. I love her.
Love.
A weekend, I need a break. She needs a break. Like, we need to be apart at some point.
You guys have not been married long enough, I think.
10 years. We're on 10 years almost.
Wow.
Yeah.
Decade?
Wow.
Yeah.
But I would like to say congratulations to both of you for that. But it is, it's a very normal thing. Like, I think military relationships are similar.
Yeah.
You know, any job that involves, like, people being away and then coming back, and then whenever it's all of a sudden you're back in there, the family, like, harmony is just, the house harmony is just complete. So what, so now you're just here?
Yeah, right.
That's, okay. We've had this thing figured out for 20, 30 years. Now you're going to drop in, you got all the answers? I don't think so. And I think that plays into a part of it as well. I think it's good for Chuck's soul that he's got back out there. Now, before we get Chuck, let's talk about another coach. Older coach has made a decision. Mike McCarthy, Yinzer, former head coach of the day. How you doing?
What's up, boys?
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Look at this guy's glowing. Wow. This is just like whenever we had Bill on that first week after he signed back with UNC. You could tell that his life was full again. He was the happiest he had been. Chuck, congratulations on the Ravens gig. My first question would be, when did you start to kind of consider to get back into coaching? You know, we've chatted ad nauseum about, and we started the show with, you know, you football guys, this is kind of what your life is. It is ball. You've been acting as if you're a head guy basically this entire time you've been retired. You show up here, you have 3 notebooks full of notes. You're in calls early in the morning with the 33rd team. You've been acting as if you're still in the league while you've been out of it. But when did you decide, you know what, maybe I should be getting back into this thing?
Probably